Hey guys, it's the Arty Gamer back again for another video in our channel. Of course, grab your teas, grab your coffees, and yes, maybe a little bit of food. And let's do this. Okay then guys, you know how this works. Let's take a sip of black coffee before we begin. Come on, let's go. Lovely, and of course going on my Crash Bandicoot coaster there. And yes guys, if you're new here today and you are into gaming retrospectives, complete in-box experiences, art and graphic design, and of course a whole load of nostalgia, then yes, you are so in the right place here. So definitely consider giving this channel a subscribe and a like to the video if you haven't already. And yes guys, if you can handle the Artsy Gamer mess and madness and want to get notified when the next video goes live, then of course just pop on your notification bell held up by Tails there. Well, can I just say a massive congratulations to Craig, who won the Sparks piece yesterday. Let's just get it into the frame here. I really enjoyed working on this. I started it a few weeks back, and actually I did a lot of the colouring over my holiday break. I really enjoyed just sit back, relaxing, see by the window and just, yeah, getting really lovely and arty-farty with this fantastic piece. I did explain yesterday that there is a little bit of a collaboration with this one with Split Fiction. Oh yeah, I've been recently playing it on TikTok with David, Adam, Richard and Ryan. We've had a fantastic time playing that, and I swear we're nearly there. We've been playing on it for ages now, but it's a really, really fantastic game. And guys, if you haven't played it, it's definitely a recommendation from me for sure. But what is really unique about that game is, yes, you kind of got one area which is very sci-fi futuristic and another one which is very fantasy and fairy tale, and I actually kind of combine that with this piece here, having one side of the wings that kind of, yeah, fantasy vibe, and the other side being very modern and futuristic. And I think it has actually come together really well. So again, well done for Craig for bagging this piece yesterday. And of course, guys, yes, we are going to be doing more giveaways in the future. And talking about giveaways, yes, I am going to, continue with my 500 sub giveaway art piece just here. This is one that I'm doing in collaboration with T-Break Drawing. And yesterday we actually took his picture and stuck it down on, well, what I'm going to be working with here. T-Break did this really lovely painting of this fantastic Crash here. It really is that PlayStation 1 vibe, isn't it? And what I am going to do is I'm going to actually work in the box art to actually kind of make a really cool mini PlayStation 1 box art of Crash Bandicoot here. It's seen just in my backdrop.
I have actually sneakily put it back in.
And yeah, that's kind of the vibe that we're going for this piece. And it's got to be, 500 is actually a massive number for me. I'm very much a first-time YouTuber. And yeah, 500, halfway to 1,000. And I kind of do want to do my kind of all-time favorite gaming character for that, and yeah, it is Crash Bandicoot. I've said it many times on the channel before. My favorite one is actually Crash Wrath of Cortex on the PlayStation 2. What a fantastic game, and technically I'm still playing through that on TikTok as well. I just dip into that one, gosh, maybe once every 3 months or so on a random one. But yes, I thought I would combine the two here to make a really cool 500 sub art piece. And of course, guys, yes, it is the weekend, so we are going to continue with our arty-farty vibe. And like I said yesterday, we're actually going to add some of the features now that...
As is, sorry, my words, guys, let's take a sip of coffee, guys. You know how it works.
Lovely. Yes, like I said yesterday, let me just bring this back in. Some of the foliage, the mushroom there, the tiki masks and stuff like that, just located around the edges of the box here. And that's what I want to kind of add to this piece today. So yeah, that's what we're going to be cracking on with. And of course, if you are following along with me, then yeah, this is the stuff that we need today. Very, very basic. It is just a let's draw, no colors involved today, but we might go around it with a black liner as well. But initially we need to start off with our pencil, and yes, one with a lovely rubber tip at the end, and yeah, of course, our black liner. So, right then, guys, here we go. We are pretty much going to finish this piece off today, and then next week we'll colour it in. We're going to get set up in the art studio, and I'll see you over there. Right then, guys, here we are in the art studio, and I have my crash piece here and of course the box art. If you are doing something similar, then yes, I would recommend having some sort of reference point. For me, it is the Crash Bandicoot box art here, so that's what I've got to hand. If you are doing something the same, then yes, if you do have a replica, please bring it into your studio, or maybe just an image of this that you might find online. That'll be really, really helpful for you, just to kind of reference some points here. Because yes, it's not an exact copy and paste, but I want to definitely take elements from the box art. The features that I would like to take then is the mushroom here. I think that's really, really cool. I think it is a little bit distorted actually, but I think it's actually really cool and it works really well with this kind of distorted art piece that I am doing, you know, with this ripped effect that I did yesterday. I really want to add the totem poles here to the side. I think that's really cool, and I would say quite a feature of that first iconic Crash Bandicoot level, isn't it? The one where you just hop onto that beach level and then off you go. Very beach, very tiki kind of vibe, and that's definitely what I want to provide here. And then I think a little box there as well. I do like the box, so maybe we could section a box just at the bottom there towards the right, which I think will work really, really well. Weirdly though, on this front cover, there isn't any Wumpa fruits. I've only just really noticed that actually looking at this. So yeah, I guess we won't add any Wumpa fruits. But yeah, I just thought I'd share that with you. I've just noticed there isn't any of those, yeah, Wumpa fruits that you have to collect through the whole game and nothing's seen on the box art there. So yeah, that's an interesting one. But all right then, okay, so we will start off, I think, to the right-hand side, get the poles done and the box, and then I think the mushroom and the other side will be a little bit easier. All right then, so here we go. Let's just pop that there, and again, that's a good distance for me to reference from. Going to bring my pencil into the equation now, and yeah, I do always recommend getting a lovely pencil with the rubber at the end. That will help things out as we go along, because yes, I'm sure I'll be rubbing things out and stuff like that. All right then, okay, so I think the best course of action here is to get a bit of a structure for this totem pole. Is that even how we say that? I'm just kind of guessing that's how we say it. Okay, so as you can see here, there's a little bit of structure just coming from underneath Crash's foot there, and it just kind of has a slight diagonal away into the distance there and then off the box. So that's what I would quite like to do first, just add a bit of base to this. So I'm just going to simply draw a line with a slight angle there. That's as simple as that. There we go. And hopefully it's coming up okay on the camera today. Great. Now then, here we go. We've got that totem pole, and I'm just showing you that with my pencil now, just there. Okay. And I'm going to basically just draw a straight line from this line here up towards the logo of Crash Bandicoot. There is a slight base on this totem pole, so we could add that. So I will just catch it from the side, and we might just make a small shape first, almost like a triangle shape. Okay. And then after that, that kind of base that the totem pole is going to be resting on, that's when we'll feed up a bit of a line. Now, this totem pole is definitely not straight. There's a lot of wiggle room there. There's a bit of angularity to it.
Is angularity even a word? Who goddamn knows?
I like to make words up here on the Artsy Gamer. I'm sure Dr. Black Eagle is picking that up. But yeah, just a bit of a jagged line that we're going to make now with this totem pole. So I'm probably just going to catch it from the line that we've just made, just at the corner there. And then, yeah, we're just going to start to angle and maybe wibble everything off there. And then maybe we'll just cut up like that. Okay, lovely. Quite happy with that shape. Nice. Right then, okay, so just I would say maybe it could just be below halfway from the totem pole that we've just made. There is actually a little bit of a brick wall that Crash has obviously jumped over. And again, I'm just showing you that with my pencil there. So we could definitely add a bit of that wall in, I think. And again, it's very iconic of the game, isn't it? So why not? We'll just go with a bit of a line here. And guys, again, it isn't that straight, I tell you what. So get a little bit curvy with it. Now, it is actually a little bit three-dimensional. So we will just maybe do another bit of a line there. Ooh. And then we can just, yeah, do 3 lines or so. And then when we start to colour, that can then add that kind of three-dimensional look. Okay. So yeah, that's acting as a bit of a wall there, which I think will, well, yeah, work quite nicely. All right then, so I think now we could maybe just add the top of the box there that's seen, that lovely, I was about to say Crash Bandicoot box, and it technically is, but the question mark box. And again, that is three-dimensional. So what we'll do is we'll, work a bit of 3D into this now. All right, so again, I'm very good at doing this freehand. By all means, if you want to get a ruler, please do. And to get a three-dimensional box, we're just going to, and actually this is a little bit easier because it is hiding behind a wall. So, you know, it doesn't have to be, I would say, absolutely perfect to get this 3D look. So we're going to just start off with, yeah, a line here. And this top line needs to, I would say, follow the way of the wall. So it is at a slight angle. It's not straight across. Nice. Okay, and again, it's just going to be down here. All right, nice, okay. Now, obviously, it is three-dimensional and it is sat to one side. So the next line does need to come up just like that. Okay, so again, it's almost like you've made a Y shape just there. Okay, and again, because it is 3D, we need everything to just kind of be on that same line there. And then I would say cut that in there. Yeah, there we go. Not too bad. I'm quite happy with that box there. Yeah, there we go. All right. And again, that is actually quite hard to explain. So if you just kind of followed along with my pencil marks, you should have absolutely been fine with that. Yeah, so it's kind of like a bit of a Y shape, triangle point at the top there, and a line straight down. Okay, very happy with how that box has come out. Right then, so overall, I'm quite pleased with just how this has been worked in. Now we're just going to draw our attention to the totem pole here, and we can add some really cool, funny characteristics of that. Now, there is a lot of detail with this, actually, if you do look quite closely. There's lots of squares in there, there's noses, there's eyes, there's teeth. But I do want to break this down into a little bit of an easier form factor for you guys. So this is how it's going to be done. Just placing that to one side, and I think we're just going to section this off into 3 basic sections. Maybe a head, maybe a body, and some sort of artistic piece at the bottom there to maybe represent legs or a base that the thing is resting on. So here we go. All I'm going to do is 2 lines to section out the head, and again, they're wiggly lines. I think the wiggly lines will work well. Yeah, nice. As simple as that. Okay. Now, here we go. We're just going to do some facial features for this tiki head here. So I think we could maybe add some evil eyes, and it is just half the face actually. So basically 1 evil eye. And I think some triangles will be absolutely perfect for this. And now I am just kind of going freestyle. I'm not really taking too much reference from the art piece now. Just to make it a little bit more basic, to be honest, guys. Okay, nice. And then we could feed a triangle, half a triangle again for some sort of nose. Haha, nice. And then maybe, yeah, some sort of evil face there, the mouth. So I've just done a small zigzag there for the mouth. We could add maybe some details for some sort of hat. And how I've done that there, how I've angled that off has worked really well because that could be some sort of yeah, hat. So maybe, I don't know, just get creative with it now, guys. Do some cool pattern at the top there, whatever you want to do. All right then, okay, so moving on to the body now, and again, I am just going a little bit freestyle. So guys, you do you. You can copy my pencil marks, follow them along, or you can just go about it your own way. So again, I quite like zigzags with those kind of like spots. Sometimes you see with like African prints and stuff like that. I quite like that idea. Maybe some sideways lines could work quite well. Nice. Maybe give them a little bit of a chin there with that line. That's quite cool. And again, you know, you could add some squares in there. So you might want to do some thatched work by just doing some lines here. Okay, and then to make those kind of squares, you would then just go the other way. That's quite cool. I quite like that. And I don't know, you might want to add little gems in there or diamonds. And again, I can start to work a few things in when you know you go over it in the liner. That's when you can add a bit more detail, can't you? So I quite like that. What's going on now? So maybe some sort of structure, which might actually come out slightly from the yeah, from your piece. And again, this is just me getting creative now, guys. Yeah, okay, quite happy with that. And maybe, I don't know, yeah, something like that. Again, this is just me going off my head now, so yeah, just get creative with it. So you pick some designs, maybe go online and have a little look at something that might inspire you to get a little bit creative with prints, print patterns and stuff like that, and then you can add it into your pole, because yeah, that is pretty much representative of one of those totem poles, isn't it? You have like a face and then lots of really cool Aztec-y kind of designs towards the bottom. So again, you don't have to follow along with me. You just get creative and design your own totem pole, which I think is quite cool. Right then, okay, so moving on, we're going to actually move to the left-hand side now, and we are going to add, yeah, this lovely mushroom at the top here. So here we go. I'm just going to add a bit of a base, and I'm simply just going to, yeah, draw a line again, maybe a curvy kind of line here. There we go. And it is simple as this, guys. I'm simply just going to now, I would say, draw a bendy rectangle. And it might not even be the full rectangle. It might just hide beneath this paper here that Crash Bandicoot is resting on. And so, yeah, here we go. I'll show you what I mean. So we'll just hear, ooh, and then, yeah, like that. Okay, that's pretty cool. And now what I'm going to do is, again, it is kind of hidden behind the the crash here, but also I want it to kind of come off the paper slightly, because it is actually on the box as well. It's not quite the full mushroom. And again, I'm just going to kind of draw a bit of a an arc shape here, and then just cut it through as well underneath here. Yeah, there we go. That's pretty cool. And then yeah, just add some circles onto that, some half circles or some semicircles, maybe some small ones as well. Yeah, very happy with that. Just quite a quirky, chubby little mushroom there off to one side, which I think, yeah, will work really nicely. And then again, it is just kind of like foliage at the top there, isn't it? Some branches, some leaves. Okay, so why not? We'll add maybe, yeah, a bit of a tree trunk now. So just get creative with that. Oh, yes. And that branch can just come off down there like that. Oh, yeah, that's pretty cool. I love that. And maybe some twigs, I don't know. And yeah, I guess some big leaves as well that could just swoop. Nice. Yeah. And again, a trick with a leaf is you've just kind of got a, if I just put a small one on here, it's almost like a teardrop or a candle kind of look to it. Almost like a picture a flame of a candle. I think that's the best way to look at it. And if you picture that flame of a candle, it's almost exactly the same shape as a leaf. Yeah. So that's kind of a good reference point to that. If you want to draw leaves, just think of a candle, and that'll help you in the right direction. And just off here to the side here, actually, the could add a few kind of grassy effects. Yeah, nice. Oh, I'm very, very happy with that. So I think, yeah, just branches now could just kind of come from the one side here, and we could have, yeah, maybe just a tree that is just coming from the back there. That'll be cool, I think. Yeah. Oh, wow. And we can add, some of the stuff you might see in a tree, isn't it? Those kind of like holes. Oh, yeah. And again, we could add some leaves and branches and, yeah, just a little extras now. And of course, this is where you would kind of go away with your liner and add those finer details, which is pretty much what I'm going to do now, guys. Yeah, so I'm going to pop a bit of music on for you guys, go around this in a black liner, add a few bits of detail here and there, and yeah, it'll be ready for our Let's Colour next week, can you believe? Yeah, so very, very happy with this. I'll work a bit of a question mark in actually before we go, just so you can get a bit of an idea. So yeah, this is quite a tricky one. So if you don't want to quite do the question mark, you could leave the box blank if you wanted to. It's not massive, but they do have a bit of like an X, doesn't it? That comes a bit across as well. Again, this is just detail that you can kind of add at a later stage, I think. But yeah. All right. Okay. Yeah. Very happy with that. Let's get this black liner going through it. Right then, guys, well, here we have it. We have our Crash Bandicoot now with a bit of a box art behind him. Just look at that. Very, very happy with how this has come out. Yes, I think it will look 10 times better when we've got some colour, but of course, guys, yes, that's what we're going to be doing next weekend. We're going to be adding some colour to this. I might start to work some colour in throughout the week, just so we get a bit of a base layer on it. But I will take you through kind of like a step-by-step process on how to get some nice shadow effects, I think, with this next week with our colours. And also maybe a little bit of shine, because yes, I've got my new pencils that actually have a bit of a shimmer to them as well. So that'll be really, really cool if we can apply that effect to this as well. So yes, there we go. Wow. Again, thank you so much, Tea Break for Drawings, for allowing us to do another collaborative piece. Very, very happy. And of course, guys, again, yeah, just a massive shout out to Craig for bagging this piece here. And oh yes, guys, we do get real winners, and well done, Craig, for bagging this one. And of course, guys, yes, you've got to be in it to win it. And of course, we will let you know when that one goes live. Fingers crossed when we hit 500 subs. Well, that is it for me today. I hope you enjoyed that video. And of course, guys, I'll catch you in tomorrow's TikTok live and YouTube video. That is me, the Artsy Gamer, over and out.